What's going on, Facebook? What's going on, YouTube? It's about 12:20. I've been up doing some studying, reading, and research, and it's been a while since I've weighed in on what's been going on in the Trump presidency. I mean, I did predict several months ago, I told you guys that things are going to get really, really bad between the time I made that prediction and the 2018 election. I said, especially when it gets close to the 2018 election. And now most of you see that what I said came true. But I'm going to weigh in right now because I haven't weighed in on this Trump presidency in a while. I'm going to weigh in on this. We got a judge called Judge Kavanaugh who's nominated by Trump to sit on the Supreme Court. And now he's caught up in this controversy involving a scandal which is related to sexual abuse or sexual assault back when he was a teenager. I'm listening to everybody in the news, the political pundits, the politicians, the journalists. I even watched all of the journalistic shows that usually come on Sunday. Meet the Press, This Week in Washington, Face the Nation. I've watched them all. And they're all weighing in on this thing. And they're forgetting a point that nobody is really looking at. They're forgetting one perspective. And I'm going to tell you what that is. Back in November of 2017, matter of fact, on November the 17th, 2017, there was a report made by all news media stations that guess what? Since 1997, we have been financing and paying for the lawsuits put in place by individual pages in Washington, men and women, who have been sexually assaulted by the politicians, congressmen, and senators in Washington. And if you don't believe me, all you've got to do, and I'm going to tell you what to type in right now. Sexual harassment settlements paid by the taxpayer. Okay? All you got to do is type that in. And you will find out that since 1997, the American taxpayers have doled out $15 million paying individual young women and men pages in Washington who have been harassed by politicians. We've been paying this money out to them since 1997. And you want to know who initiated this whole sort of legal setup to deal with basically a slush fund for individuals in Washington, politicians who get caught up in sexual harassment allegations? Is this man you see on the screen here. That is Senator Chuck Grassley. This is the same guy that is on the news right now attacking this woman who's made these allegations against Judge Kavanaugh. This lady's name is Christine Blasey Ford. He is the main one on TV saying, oh, we'll do anything to accommodate this woman. We'll let her come in and speak publicly. We'll let her call on the phone. We'll do whatever we can to accommodate her. This cockroach is the same individual that has had us paying for politicians in Washington who has been caught up in sexual harassment allegations by the pages that worked in Washington. Are you kidding me? This fool is sitting on a judicial hearing committee, and he's going to be the one that listened to a woman talk about sexual harassment when he is the very individual at the helm of creating this sexual harassment slush fund for individuals in Washington who get caught up in sexual harassment cases. We've been paying for it, y'all. And I'm going to tell you something. It's proof out there that this has been going on since the 1960s. We've delved out as American citizens untold amount of sums of money to pay for politicians who are out there sexually harassing individual women. You know what the crazy shit about this is? That everybody is politicizing this thing. Nobody seems to mention this on none of the news networks. Why do you think that is? You want to know why? Because the Republicans know, as well as the Democrats know, that they both are on that list. The mainstream media knows, as well as Fox News and the conservative knows, that there are Republicans and Democrats on that list. Where is her attorney in all this? Where is Mrs. Ford's attorney? There ain't no way I would let my client, if I was her lawyer, go in front of Congress, especially the likes of this cockroach, and testify about how she was damn near raped by the judge who they are trying to appoint as a nominee to the Supreme Court. What is wrong with her goddamn lawyer? You talking about working out some terms where she could come and testify. The first thing I would say is, have you forgotten America? We were told as American citizens that politicians in Washington are abusively sexually harassing all of the young women and men. All you have to do is look up not Janet, her name is Jackie Spears, who spoke to Congress. And she said this, that it was two people on the list. One is a Republican and one is a Democrat. You a damn lie. First of all, she was lying. She knows more than two people on that list. But at least she gave us some information. She said the list, first of all, this is why I know she was lying. Because she said there was a Republican and only a Democrat on that list. And they're serving in Congress right now. Which means there is a list of these men. And she said they was going to release the list. And they have yet to release it. So if I was this woman's lawyer, let me tell you something. My first statement would be, there's no way I'm going to let her testify in front of Congress, the likes of Senator Chuck Grassley. And this is the reason why. This is a man who put forth a bill and legalized it, had everybody sign on to it. A bunch of congressmen in Washington said, yeah, this is beautiful. I'm going to guarantee you, everybody who said yes is on that goddamn list. So why would you let your client testify in front of a man like this? I want to guarantee you he's on that list. I want to guarantee you Mitch McConnell probably on that list 2 or 3 times. And let me tell you something else. You got Senator Orrin Hatch, who is saying that this lady is confused. It's crazy how when this story came out last year, on November 17th, 2017, that he was the first one to say, I'm retiring, I'm getting out of here. What you running for? What the fuck are you running for, bro? The bottom line is, any of them guys could be on that list. That's what I would say in retrospect to my attorney. To my client, if I was her attorney. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to let her testify. And Senator Grassley has to step down due to the fact that he even pushed legislation like this in Congress. Everybody whose names is on that list to sign up to that legislation and say, yeah, let's make the taxpayers pay for our lawsuits. That way we could keep doing it. That way I could do it 5 or 6 times, ain't nothing going to happen to me. Are you for real? There is no way I would let my client testify in front of them. I would tell them they're unqualified. And if you want her to testify, release the list with the names on there. Not only would I do that, I would make a call to every effective women's organization out here, and I will have them in Washington, men and women, 25,000 people screaming, let's see the list. Let's see the list. Let's see the list. Listen, y'all gonna release that list if you want my client to come and testify. Because if any of those names is on that list, they are unworthy to even hear her testimony. They're disgracing this whole process for even being sitting up in there. And Senator Grassley would have to withdraw himself from being able to even hear any testimony, period. The fact that he was the one who came up with this idea. This shit is crazy. And you don't have nobody in the mainstream media on Fox or any of the networks talking about this. They are talking about this bullshit. Who telling the truth, who ain't? Who cares about that? You got a man on the news who was reported months ago for pushing through legislation in Congress, which they happily all signed on to, that allows them to be able to commit sexual assaults on the pages in Washington, men and women pages. And number one, when they're sued, they don't have to pay, we pay for it. Number two, nobody knows that it happened. Now, when you set up a situation like that, you know a person probably on that list 2 or 3 times. Where's her lawyers? This just show you her lawyer is caught up in the politics of this whole thing. Because there's no way I would let my client step in front of the likes of Senator Grassley and even think he gonna look at my client to question her. And I want to see the list to make sure that Orrin Hatch ain't on that list. Mitch McConnell, who talking about we gonna plow through this thing. Don't even worry. Don't let this get your feathers riled up. We gonna plow through this thing. He referred to the woman as a thing. I know you on that list. And Orrin Hatch, stop playing. You ain't fooled me. I know why you retiring. You said you was retiring. Soon as that goddamn report was made to the news. Soon as it was national news. All of a sudden you say, I'm leaving, y'all. Paul Ryan, why are you leaving? Is you leaving because of Trump? Or are you leaving because your name on that list? And the reason why, y'all, they will not make an issue about this is because they know Republicans and Democrats are on that goddamn list. This what shows me that her attorney is caught up in the whole politics of this thing. I knew it was political the minute it came out because everything they did was stupid. I knew the Democrats was definitely involved in this. And in this shit, I'm going to call them the Democrats. Because the Democrats never read the political landscape carefully. They always make these decisions and do the dumbest shit first. This is something that never should have went to the Judicial Hearing Committee. You should have took that woman straight to the FBI. Then go to the Judicial Hearing Committee. And what's the lady name that testified years ago against, what's the black judge? The one that they confirmed? Oh my God, I got her name on the tip of my tongue. Oh my God, what is her name? Anita Hill. And she testified in the 90s. They was making them payments, y'all. I want to guarantee you every one of those men that Anita Hill sat in front of were harassing women in Washington. And they beat up on that lady like that. To get the black judge freaking confirmed who was under the same allegations. This is absolutely ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. That this woman is even considering going in front of individuals who might be on a freaking filth bag list. Scumbag ass list. There is no way I let my client testify. I'm going to tell you, I would have 25,000 people if I was a lawyer right now in Washington. In any women's organization, when they to give an interview, they are to talk about the list. Fuck all that other stuff. Forget all that other shit. Release the list. And I'm willing to guarantee you that because there are Republicans and Democrats on that list, that too much pressure will be put on our president. Let me pick this up here. To be put on our president for his ass to go up in there and say, you know what? I'm just going to I'm just going to withdraw his nomination. Period. I want to guarantee you he would say that. And he would get a guy 24 hours to. Matter of fact, Trump would even go out there and say that. Trump would put the Judge Kavanaugh out there to say it. He would tell Judge Kavanaugh, listen, man, the heat is on. They asked him for a list of people who have sexually harassed men and women in Washington, politicians, and there are Republicans and Democrats on that list. The pressure is too strong. You need to call a press conference and go out there and withdraw your nomination. I want to guarantee you, I would get rid of his ass. But because her lawyer is so busy being caught up in politics that she is doing her client such a disservice, it doesn't make any sense. She's about to take this woman in front of men who may be on a list of sexual harassment, man. That is crazy. And none of the media are talking about this. The list, and let me tell you something. This lady, Jackie Peer, who spoke in front of Congress, said she was going to release that list. And as of this day, we have not seen it. We haven't seen it. There's no way I would let my client testify in front of some ragamuffins like that. They run around talking about she lying. I'm going to run around and say they on the list. You're going to disrespect my client, I'm going to disrespect you. I don't want to hear you insulted. How dare you? I would know, punk, release the list if you ain't on there. Don't give me that sideshow Bob bullcrap. Release the list. And that's all I will be concerned with. And I guarantee you, you will see Judge Kavanaugh giving a press conference saying, because of the ugly climate and my family being harassed, he'll make up some bullshit and say, I'm withdrawing my nomination. When I will know, as this woman's attorney, that no, the Democrats and the Republicans both put their foot on President Trump's neck and say, get rid of that bum. Now, here you got this woman getting death threats. Not only is this woman getting death threats, you got reporters being called when they report bad news on Trump. And there's people saying the pen may be mightier than the sword, but the AK is mightier than anything. Let me tell y'all freaking Trump followers something. Don't y'all let Trump get y'all fucked up. Okay? Y'all know good and goddamn well that there are people in this country who outnumber y'all vastly when it comes to y'all micro-minded racist ideas. There are people in this country right now with banana clips on their assault rifles this long saying, hey, let's just go to war with them. Let's get the business over with. Let's just wipe their behinds off of the goddamn landscape of North America. Y'all gonna get y'all behinds tore up listening to damn Trump. And Trump ain't gonna give a damn about you when it happens. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all have witnessed this man throw every trusted person that has supported him under the bus the first chance he got. Y'all better wake up. Ain't nobody, man, listen. Ain't nobody scared of y'all, man. You don't know how deep in people's hearts they want to get violent with y'all. White, black, Hispanic, I'm talking about all across the board. Would love to get violent with y'all and tear all y'all behinds up. So wake up. Don't let this man get you into some crap where you find yourself in a fight you cannot win. Straight up. Like I said, y'all, if you don't remember this news report or if you didn't hear it, like I said, all you got to do is type in simply sexual harassment settlements paid by taxpayers. It will pull all this up. November 2017. And we got this woman about to sit in front of this. I'm not going to hesitate to call him a cockroach. He suggested a policy where they could, a slush fund basically, you know, a shush fund where they could shush these pages up and sexually harass people and not give an account for their actions. Fucking crazy, man. So I just had to weigh in on this, y'all, because I'm telling you, this is crazy. The bottom line is, I don't understand what her lawyer's doing. This is just crazy. For real. If there's any women's organizational leaders out here or members listening to this, tell your leaders to go to Washington before this woman testify this week and ask for that goddamn list. Because she may be sitting in front of the very people on it. Alright? Now, I'm going to let y'all go, man. Peace. And like I said, do what I'm trying to do right now. Become your fellow Americans' keeper, man. Y'all have a good night. I'm finished.